Hey YouTube, coming at you beyond the hype with Ninetales. So Fire Spin got a buff, which means that it still always was going to do better energy per turn than Ember, but now it is very close to the damage output that Ember has. So the trade-off in those was that prior you basically had harder hitting damage on Ember with close in energy, but now it's actually close in energy for Fire Spin and actually like somewhat close there, but even closer on the Fire Spin to Ember damage. So for that, I'm using Fire Spin to get that combo of damage and energy generation. So there's two things I want to talk to you about quickly before we go into the battles here. The first is, what secondary move should you use? And it depends how you want to play it, but I'm going to make the argument right now that there's absolutely zero reason to use Scorching Sands. So as you can see on the stats here, 50 energy for 80 damage for Scorching Sands, 55 for 130 damage for Overheat. Damage per energy, not even close. Yes, you lower your attack by 2 compared to the other one, which has a chance to lower your opponent's attack. And understanding that in neutral situations, you just have nothing to throw, right? Anything that's a water, you're going to have nothing to throw. Here is my argument that I'm going to make right now. You are going to lose the waters anyways, right? Scorching Sands or not, you're going to lose against all the waters. So where it comes down to is, what do you want your second move for? Having Fire Spin, Weather Ball is nice for just the first combo there. Let me just put on Weather Ball so you see the stat product, but it's 35 energy, 55 damage, so a very quick move, 1.57. So do you want a damage per energy that's similar to that, but actually worse, because this does not take into consideration the same type of attack bonus. So the Weather Ball Fire would actually be more damage per energy than the Scorching Sands. So it makes sense to go that every single time. Unless fire is resisted, then you can go ground. But I'm going to show you analysis right now. Here is Ninetales only with Overheat on a Swampert. What I did is I put myself as a shield and Swampert at 0 so you can see the damage. An Overheat does 79 damage, 56.8%. And I think you know where we're going with this. A Scorching Sands neutral damage only does 65 damage, 46.8%. So even though it is resisted, the Overheat still does more in resisted situations than the Scorching Sand does in neutral situations. So for me, having that nuke, and you're going to see me nuke some lanterns and stuff here, having that nuke just gives you the ability to hit the majority of things either hard, somewhat hard resisted, very hard neutral, goodbye, if it's super effective, right? So that is why I used Ninetales. I'm going to have to unfortunately admit right now, use Talonflame over Ninetales. Talonflame, because I'm running Weather Ball Overheat, but even if you weren't, even if you were running Weather Ball Scorching Sands, I think Talonflame's damage and energy per turn output on Incinerate, and now having access to Fly, gives you Fly will, outside of Lantern, Fly will just give you so much coverage in even neutral, like fight water Pokemon, right? That you'll be able to throw there, which is such a hard hitting stab move. So if you want to use one fire Pokemon, yes, you should probably use Talonflame. I will use Ninetales because it has been the mascot of this channel since like season 2. When I found out how good it was before even Trevin and Registeel started showing up, and then it became even better. Why is it weak? It's going to get killed by water. It's going to have a tough time with ground. It can't throw anything at dragons. What else can it not throw? Can't throw anything against rock. So it's just like a lot of issues. So to cover all those, I use Quagsire, because Quagsire obviously will deal with rock super well. It'll deal with not super well with water, but like it does well enough, and Lantern's the main water. So as an answer to Lantern with the Mudshot Mud Bomb, that's why I put in that. And then the Dragon, just kind of comboing Quagsire and Medi. I also wanted to use Medi. I have Dynamic Punch, Ice Punch. I used it as a safe swap on this team because you can't really use Quagsire because you hit with the grass, you're screwed. Medi with Dynamic Punch is very, very limited, and I knew that going in. Like, if you can, I think a top left, like one matchup you're not even going to see, but I'll just tell you right now. It was like something like a Dragon or Lantern on the lead, and I safe swap Medi, and they came into Jellicent. and I just top left. Like there's no coming back from that. So very, very limited Medi as the safe swap now, but I just want to test it out to just see how bad it is, and it's quite bad if you're running Dynamic Punch. So bad lead. There's your Dragonair. This one they do not get out, which is nice because I can get this Ice Punch off. If they're not getting out right away, it means they do not have an immediate answer for this, which is actually kind of a closer matchup, and having that Dragon Breath advantage makes this like really close. But I do get to a second move, but they catch on the Lickitung, right? So there's your one weakness. So they have Lickitung and something else that's probably not good to Medi in the back. Now, this matchup, I come in here. Let's see if I decide to shield. I don't need to shield the first one, but I remember going straight Overheat because I'm like, you know what? There's no way that this is going to shield already down one shield. So I thought if I could do this and then Quagsire can maybe get the next one. So goodbye Lickitung. Hello Lantern. They kind of paused there, realizing they are absolutely drawing dead in this matchup. You have a Spark Lantern against a shield advantage Quagsire. I will shield up the Surf, but I'm just going to be able to outpace here, which is there's just not much they can do. Just go straight Aqua Tail. I like running Aqua Tail. It gives you just a quicker charge move, nice coverage against Gligar and stuff like that. So get that fast one off there. And you know we're going for the second Overheat for no reason. So let that go. Farm down. Can't quite farm down. Got a shield. This is actually pretty closer than I wanted it to be. But I'm able. Sparks are not able to take me out before I get to the Overheat. Goodbye Lantern. 2 Overheats. 1 matchup. Love to see it. Salazzle. This is neutral, but not great because they can get the Poison Fangs, which will do neutral and then bump their Incinerate damage. But I'm still going to chip this quite a lot with the Weather Balls and Fire Spin combo. So much so that they shield and leave, which is interesting. So it's a Water Gun Lantern, which makes this matchup a little worse, but not too bad because, again, super effective Mud Shot, Mud Bomb. That's why I think if you're running Ninetales, you need to run some sort of Quagsire, Mudboy, Whiscash. I'm using Whiscash on my team for tomorrow. I'm finding that Mudboy is pretty strong in this meta right now. So get the second Mud Bomb off. Goodbye there. Have a bunch of health left over for the Clodsire that comes in. So this is an interesting team comp. Again, it's still too early. It's still too early to worry about opponent's skill. I catch on the Ninetales, knowing that it's kind of useless at this point anyways. So catch an Earthquake. Quagsire can continue just its straight domination here. Go Mud Bomb. This will take out if they let it go. And they do not because they want to get a move off, which is fine. I will shield back and just come out, have a move for this, and then come out with a ton of energy. So they go straight Earthquake. I'm going to farm. Aqua Tail's enough to take this out and basically come out with a Mud Bomb. So goodbye Claude. Hello Salazzle. Goodbye Salazzle. So Quagsire really putting in work there. Vigoroth is this matchup doesn't change. Someone asked, like, does this matchup change with the Rock Slide? No, it does not. Not in the Shadow, because you both get to your second moves at the same time, so you lose the zeros and probably the ones too. So as you're seeing here, Weather Ball, they let it go, and we both get to the charge move at the same time. So I could shield and grab a shield back, but I'm just going to lose anyways. So I'll come and get a couple counter advantage here. Of course, that's always risky, that if you have a Vigoroth on the front, you got an answer to Medi in the back. There's your Talonflame. I'm just going to come in here immediately, because if I'm going to lose, just make me lose fast, and let's make me lose fast. Right? This game is over. I can just top left, and I probably do. Talonflame will just ramp up, and then at best I can throw Ice Punches, which aren't going to do anything. Okay, another bad lead. This actually team, I remember this. I'm glad they did not get out here, because this seems really bad to Azumarill. I have nothing to throw on Ninetales, and nothing to throw on Medi. So maybe not this combo, because then Azumarill is just like gonna kill me, which is why I shield this up, because I'm like, oh, I kind of need to take this out as quickly as possible with Quagsire because I cannot do anything with the other two Pokemon. So take it. I don't even know what this takes out, quite honestly. It's so tanky. Yeah, they live with like 1 HP and get a move off, which is unfortunate, but okay, at least my Ninetales Medi don't need to see this, which is a great plus. I have a move coming out so I can chip depending on what comes in. They clearly don't have an answer for this. Vigoroth, like, yeah, you can stand with Azumarill because Vigoroth can deal with Ninetales too. Let that go, but now I can get my Medi on it. And they had their Drapion on it, so I think my win condition is probably Medi, right? And they can't come Drapion either because I would do super effective with the ground moves. So I'm basically just sacrificing Ninetales at this point, thinking that Medi as a counter user is my win condition. So they have an Aqua Tail, which is unfortunate. Live with 1 HP. This will take out or grab a shield. Both are decent scenarios, actually. Yeah, so I grab a shield, and now that's nice because I can counter down. Crunch will do okay damage. But now basically I'm going to get to 2 Ice Punches because I'm now at 1 and a bit. So I'm at 2 Ice Punches. I can now just go for the back-to-back Ice Punch for the win here. Shield up 1 Body Slam. I don't even think a Body Slam takes out from this range, quite honestly, because Medi is thick. I haven't seen a ton of Medis at all. I think it's just people wanting to like try different Pokemon. I really haven't seen like any Medis. So really hard fall with that Psychic nerf and Talonflame and Skarmory buff, right? Terrible lead. Come in Medi as my safe swap. Get hit with the Kofgrigus. Right. You know where this is going. If it's not a top left, it's pretty darn close to one. Because I have absolutely nothing I can do here. Psychic gone. Ice Punch is the only thing. They're going to come out with a move. Quagsire's going to have to sweep. And even that against Swampert is not comfortable. Like a matchup, it's not even a good matchup. So could just be a top left here. This is why you can't really run Medi as a safe swap anymore, I don't think. Unless you can run Psychic on it and still do... I was going to lose this matchup, Psychic or Dynamic Punch, but at least with Psychic, I could like chip a bunch more. I get the farm down, and I do go for the Overheat here. And I don't know if they were worried about Solar Beam or just didn't want to take up, as you saw, 56% Overheat. So they end up shielding. So now we're down to the 1 shield. Hydros, as we know though, those are going to hurt and they're going to outpace me. So even if I shield this, they're going to get another Hydro off. So get the Mud Bomb off. They switch into Skarmory. So at this point, I was about to say, what am I doing? It's a 2-wing, Steel Wing's a 2-turn fast move, so I can't do anything about these moves coming through unless we CMP. So I'm just trying to burn the switch clock so I can maybe come back in with Quag on the thing, but it doesn't matter. This game's over. If that took out there, maybe, because maybe I could have Fire Spin and Weather Ball combo enough here, but they already had a move, and then yeah. Tough matchup. Not much I can do. But yeah, that's kind of the limitations of Ninetales. Its glory days are gone. Again, I was using it because I found that it was strong compared to a meta, and then that meta like 7 or 8 seasons ago became Walrein, Registeel, Trevenant. That was the trifecta there for a while, right? Trevenant dealt with Reggie dealt with Walrein dealt with Trevenant. That was the meta, and Ninetales dealt with them all. And I put out like, if you've been around for this channel, I put out probably 10 Kanto Ninetales videos being like, don't sleep on this, like this is the Pokemon that you should use. And then Cindy wins a Vancouver regional with Ninetales, and everyone's like, oh, Ninetales is strong in this meta. I was like, yeah, no kidding. I've been saying that for years now, but And then everything switched because Noctowl got buffed, Trevenant got nerfed, Lantern showed up everywhere to deal with Noctowl. People realized how strong Lantern was. And then between Lantern and the Mud Boys, and just a shift in the meta away from a Walrein, away from Registeel, away from Trevenant. It's just like it's kind of gone now. And now, oh yeah, I'm overheating in Ninetales for no reason. Okay, and now it's you can use it. It's got play in neutral matchups. It's got play, right? I'll win this in the one shield or take it in the 0-1. It would do well against Medi. It does well against a lot of the neutral Pokemon. But again, even Gligar matchup is fine. It's just now too many. If you get on Skarmory, it's nice too now, but I think the Mud Boys and the Dragons are up this year. And I'm going to do a full meta analysis tomorrow of where the current meta is. Like, I'm staying in this matchup. Shipping with Weather Ball if I can. They'll probably shield, but just getting these Fire Spins off. I can't really let... This already has too much energy for Medi to come in. So you know what? That's, like, not bad. That is not a bad amount of damage there that it's now in Aqua Tail range, pretty much. So get that Aqua Tail off. I've kind of called the meta. I said that Mud Boy should see an increase. I said that Dragon should see an increase. And I've been right so far. I'm honestly not seeing, and again, it's pretty limited where we are right now in terms of like some people are running Spice, some people are just trying the new Pokemon. Oh yeah, plus Carbon came up. Carbon second ranked. Carbon came up everywhere, which also kills Ninetales, right? And Azumarill's back up. So Ninetales, tough to run right now, not gonna lie. And then you just look at the rest of the top meta, right? Carbon loss, Azumarill loss, Medi's a close matchup. Dynamic Punch is probably lost actually. And then Mantine's lost, Pelipper, Swampert, Vigoroth, Toxapex. It's just like Poliwrath. You can't. You cannot use Ninetales Lanterns at 19 and Bastions at 20. You cannot Talonflame 21, which will beat you now too. You cannot use Ninetales with the current meta the way it is, unfortunately. I like it. I love using it. It was definitely go-to for a while. Can't do it anymore. Someone also asked me about Togedemaru, whether that is something that you can use right now. It's interesting because you'll take Super Effector from Fire, but you will also probably just outpace to the Wild Charges. You're going to beat Azumarill. You're going to beat... the Mud Boys are... You need answers from Mud Boys because Mud Boys kill you. But you'll beat like Mantine and Pelipper. Less Medis. More Toxapex, more Clodsires though. So that's another... Like any ground you need an answer for. Gligar. So I think the problem with Togedemaru is between just Swampert, Whiscash, Gligar, Clodsire, the other Mud Boy I didn't mention. Did I say Quagsire or Whiscash? One of the, or Swampert. One of the three there. Just a lot of things that beat you right now. But outside of that, Skarmory, Talon's probably close. Carbink, you can win that matchup. I played that. You win the Registeel matchup if you get like a 1 or 2 Thundershock advantage. So it has play. So I'm sure I will test it out sometime. Maybe next time Great League is around. What is the... I'm trying to plan ahead here because I will be gone for Christmas. I'll be gone from like the 26th to the 1st. So I'm trying to see. So 22nd to 29th is Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. And then 29th to 2nd is a Little Cup Holiday, Little League Holiday Cup. Okay, that's not bad. So I'll be back for that to do a few more there, but otherwise Great League, I can get ahead on videos there, so that's good actually. That is Ninetales. Fire Spin buff. I felt it. I actually didn't talk about the buff. I felt the buff. Felt like you got a little more damage every move. But yeah, unlike Azumarill, which I just shot this morning, or shot for this morning's video, the Azumarill, you're actually going to get that extra 1 damage. You will get like off 16 times. You really probably won't get off Fire Spin 16 times because you don't have the bulk. But a little more damage and being able to overheat is always sign me up. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow is Whiscash for sure. And then we'll see what other teams I want to put together. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.